Welcome to Unrestrained, the podcast series from CPI. Here you can enjoy conversations where professionals on all sides of crisis and behavior management relax and open up about themselves, their workplace, and their clients. You'll get the latest tips and trends from the best in the business, so tune in often to integrate their experiences with your own. Hello and welcome to Unrestrained, the CPI podcast series. This is your host, Terry Vittone, and today I'm joined by Ross Ellis, the founder and chief executive officer of Stomp Out Bullying, as well as Love Our Children USA. Hello and welcome, Ross.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Terry.
Thank you, Ross. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest. Ross Ellis is a national expert in violence against children, bullying and cyberbullying prevention, school violence, and internet safety. She has over 20 years of experience in the nonprofit and corporate sector and has been a child advocate for more than 2 decades. After a successful career in public relations and work in the field of child abuse prevention, she realized there was a critical need to protect our country's children from violence and neglect. So in 1999, Ross founded Love Our Children USA, the national go-to prevention organization fighting all forms of violence and neglect against children. In 2003, she saw a growing interest in bullying and cyberbullying and began researching the issue. And in 2005, Ross created Stomp Out Bullying, a national bullying and cyberbullying prevention nonprofit organization for kids and teens. Stomp Out Bullying has since become the most influential anti-bullying organization in the country, focusing on reducing and preventing bullying, cyberbullying, and other digital abuse, educating against homophobia, racism, and hatred, and deterring violence in schools, online, and in communities across the country. Ross is a member of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child Council, and in 2013 she received the Longines Town and Country Women Who Make a Difference for Children Award. In 2010, she was included as an Architect of Change on the program cover of the Architects of Change conference chaired by former First Lady of California, Maria Shriver. She is named in Marquis Who's Who of American Women, and Ross currently resides in Manhattan. All right, Ross, after that, are you ready to begin?
I don't know.
All right. Well, after
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now, after founding Love Our Children in 1999, you recognized this critical need to address bullying, and so in 2005, as you said, you went on to found Stomp Out Bullying.
Right.
Talk about the genesis of Love Our Children USA and how that led you into Stomp Out Bullying, if you would.
Well, Love Our Children USA was and still is to prevent child abuse and really fight all forms of violence against children. As an internet safety expert with all the predators out there, I really knew a lot about the internet and was hearing rumblings because cyberbullying really didn't exist then. So it was the kind of thing where people were asking us, well, what about bullying? What about cyberbullying? And I was hearing all the rumblings and did my research and learned very quickly. I had been bullied as a child, but you don't wear it on your sleeve. You work it out, you get past it, and move on. So in 2003, I put all this information up on the Love Our Children USA website, and in 2 days the website crashed because so many people were interested in learning about it. I was really shocked. Kept it up, kept on putting more information up, and decided it really needed its own dedicated area. So we named it Stomp Out Bullying to stomp out the issue, and thus we are going to be 11 in October.
That's great. And what are the main focuses of Stomp Out Bullying?
Well, the whole thing is being kind. Mm-hmm. We want to teach kids and their peers in the schools. It's so important to get rid of the homophobia. That's the racism, the hatred. What's going on in this country today is mind-boggling. We want to educate kids on being kind to one another, being kind online, realizing that anything like sexting is very likely going to get you in trouble and in jail, possibly, and you may become a registered sex offender. So it's really important to teach all-encompassed areas of this to kids all around the country, really educating on how to respond to it, how to deal with it. You never respond online. Teach them how to be empowered and deal with the bully so that you're not ignoring it, but you are addressing it with the bully in a way as if, I don't care, say what you want to say, and eventually they stop. So, it's just been incredible raising the awareness and educating them.
Raising the awareness of the gravity of the repercussions of this kind of behavior is important. And that leads into our next question about, can you tell our listeners a little bit about the annual Blue Shirt Day that's coming up
Sure.
here in October?
Sure. 8 years ago, we started Blue Shirt Day, World Day of Bullying Prevention. And on the first Monday of every October, we ask everyone to go blue in solidarity and make that the day that bullying prevention is heard around the world. So whether they buy our limited edition blue shirt or wear their own, we want them to go blue because it's really the voice of the kids. If they take this day, and they do, they really look forward to it. If they take this day and show everyone, this is for me, this is for us, we don't want this anymore, and a lot of kids don't. It's sending a message to everyone, and it's been so popular that it's gone global.
That's excellent. You also have something that I find interesting, a really interesting concept at Stomp Out Bullying, something called the No Matter campaign. Could you talk about that, please?
We're really excited about that. The campaign is not quite finished yet, but on our website, we have a page where you can see every single kind of kid from every walk of life. And I think that really does send the message because, we say no to the victimization, we say no to the hate and intolerance of others, but we say yes to choosing kindness and yes to teaching empathy, yes to accepting others no matter, because it doesn't matter what you look like, your race, your belief, your sexual orientation, your gender. We need to be responsible and accept others' similarities and differences.
Right, right. Another important work on Stomp Out Bullying I was taken when I looked at the site. Right on your landing page, you've got something called the 24/7 helpline for youths who have been bullied, cyberbullied, and at risk for suicide. And I understand this line has been very effective. Could you talk a little bit about that?
We're really excited about this. We started this in late 2011 on a shoestring. And everyone said, oh, you need a call-in line. But kids don't want to use their phones. So we made it a help chat line. And kids who are bullied, cyberbullied, or at risk for suicide can log on and chat with a trained volunteer counselor. I'm so shocked but happy that it's been so successful. To date, we've helped over 5 million kids resolve bullying situations. But on the help chat line, we've assisted over 55,000, and we've saved over 1,000 lives, and those numbers increase daily.
Those totals truly spell out an impact, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm a teen and all I really need to know is to go to www.stompoutbullying.org, and I can get on that help chat line and get the support that I'm looking for.
Correct. And no child is turned away. They do have to be 13 because of COPA laws, but any child under 13 can email us or call us, and we will respond and help them.
You also on your site have a page dedicated to National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, and it's kind of cool on your site how you've got it broken down into weeks and how school can structure activities and have each one of these weeks have a particular focus. And I think it would be interesting for our listeners to hear about that.
Well, we decided to break it down into weeks so schools they wouldn't be bombarded with everything.
Right.
Because it is a whole month, and we want them to really be aware that it's important to focus on this. Granted, they have to focus on their education, but it's important to focus on this during the month of October so that kids really have the activities, they understand them, they have the education about it, and they're aware. So, for instance, the first week, Monday, the October 3rd, is Blue Shirt Day, World Day of Bullying Prevention. The week of October 10th, we want kids to make friends with someone you don't know at school. Imagine that you don't know someone, or there's someone new at school who has come in, doesn't know a soul, and feels very isolated. How wonderful if a kid from the school would say, hey, come on and have lunch with us, or join us at recess, or, be a leader, take action, and don't leave anyone isolated. The following week is Stand Up for Others Week. If you see someone being bullied, don't just stand there and do nothing, because then you're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're an upstander and you're a leader and you help the victim to get away from the bully, and even if you feel safe enough to say to the bully, stop, don't do this, you're being part of the solution. So that's so important. And then the last week, students can really participate, creating anti-bullying videos and sharing them on our site, creating positive messages with Post-its and put them on kids' lockers, creating acts of kindness. That's just so critical. Imagine if every kid did one act of kindness and paid it forward.
Right.
I think that would be amazing.
I agree, and I think that some of my reactions to, like, saying kids make friends with someone you don't know. All of a sudden, whereas that might be perceived in a way as being uncool or not, or to do that, all of a sudden, you've sort of given permission to step outside of maybe a social role, and to reach out to someone who maybe is new at the school, or who is isolated, and so this suddenly takes on an acceptability. And I really like that there's a discussion about it, and I think that it's got to really empower kids to do that.
Really, it's so important. And I think when kids do it, others will follow.
That's right. And also, I think it's exciting that you're encouraging kids to do the videos and to post them. I know that you guys have some bullying prevention partners that are on your site. And could you talk about some of those? I mean, they're going to be in a pretty heady peer group, you might say, if they're going to get the videos out there.
We're very fortunate. I mean, Bonton Stores, they're the sponsor of the Blue Shirt. Then we have Disney, ABC, and we have ESPN, ESPN and Hollister have sponsored the Help Chat line. iHeartMedia, New York Jets, we have an amazing sponsorship with them. We're going to be doing our first symposium with them, too, educators. Pilot Pen, amazing sponsor. They want to erase the bullying with their friction pen, and we're working on. I know it sounds funny, but it's a great product. Kids need pens when they go to school. Now it's back to school. And
I like
what
the tie-in.
better message,
brilliant.
right? What better message than to erase the bullying? Planet Fitness, Judgment-Free Generation. We work with them, with the Boys and Girls Club, to create a program so that the Boys and Girls Club staff throughout the country are able to help their members and really make a difference and make sure that there's no bullying within the clubs.
You also have something called Teen Ambassadors that teens can become through your site. Could you?
Right. I mean, it's interesting because I speak at a lot of schools and a lot of companies and all over the country. But it occurred to me a long time ago that kids, as much as knowledge that I have, kids don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from their peers. So we decided to create a Teen Ambassador program where they don't necessarily have to be bullied. In fact, it's probably better that they aren't or weren't. But they do have to be leaders, maybe school leaders in the debate club or president of the school or whatever, and kids that can really speak up about the situation and help kids who are going through this and inspire them and give them help and resources and things like that. So our teen ambassadors go to schools, they speak to their peers, they've been on TV. One of them spoke to a town council where he got a standing ovation.
Right.
It was amazing. One of them spoke at the Black Congressional Caucus Foundation in D.C. Our kids, they're really just wonderful. I adore them.
It sounds like you've got really a lot of momentum going at Stomp Out Bullying, and
we do.
That is truly important work. And so, who inspired you to do this outstanding work that you're accomplishing through Stomp Out Bullying?
Gosh, probably from a very young age, my grandmother. I've always been a champion for the underdog, and my grandmother taught me about philanthropy. And then having worked in the corporate world for so many years and owning my own businesses was something I enjoyed, but I'm so passionate about helping kids and selling real estate for Halstead Property, where I donate much of my earned commissions back to the charity. So it's full circle. it's just something I love. You know, every
Right.
job or business I've ever had, I've really enjoyed it. But this is something that I can go to sleep every night and feel really good.
Did you want to talk a little more about where people might find out more about it?
Sure, thank you. It's Stomp Out Bullying. The web address is www.stompoutbullying.org. We've got tons of resources. You'll see the help chat line there, our campaigns, and we have an educator's bullying prevention toolkit that can be purchased, and it's got loads of information for the educator so that they can really develop this within the school and teach the empathy and the social emotional learning, which is so critical in any classroom. There's just tons of information there. Then we have, I'm just trying to think of all the things we have. Be an upstander. That's so important to learn about being an upstander. If kids don't do that, then they, as I said before, they're part of the problem. We want them to be part of the solution. Schools who want to participate in Blue Shirt Day, World Day of Bullying Prevention, can even sign up on our website. It's under campaigns. And once they sign up, we will put their name, the school name, on our website, and it shows that they're part of our mission and part of what we do. And I just love that the school, we have so many schools, even out of the country, that participate, and it's really exciting.
So you guys kind of have a lot. You have online assistance through the chat line. You do school visits. You do social media campaigns, public awareness, peer mentoring. Just a whole host of activities and programs that Stomp Out Bullying provides.
We're busy, but we love it.
That's right. I mean, and we really thank you for taking this time to
oh, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure.